Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly dungeon master this evening, or this afternoon, or this morning, wherever this finds you, whenever this finds you. Today, we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign, playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, set in the world of... or the setting for Magic the Gathering's plain-sized city, Ravnica, using the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica. Both my covers are backwards, so you need not point that out. So, with me today are the stars of the Ravnica campaign that we're calling Down and Out in Precinct 6. Let me go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what guild have you sworn your allegiance to? First up, we've got Mo.
Hi, I'm Morris. I'm playing Dr. Cardinal, who is a member of the Is It Guild.
Nice. And what class is he?
He's an artificer alchemist.
Oh, nice. Yep. Okay. Next up is Carl.
Oh, I play Trovic, who is a Path of the Berserker barbarian. He's a Minotaur, and he's also loyal to the Gruul clan.
Very nice. Next up is Ingolf.
Yeah, hi, I'm Ingolf. I'm playing Vasul, who is a Loxodon, and as you can see in the small picture, he's sort of a bard, and he's with the Azorius Senate.
Awesome. And last, but certainly not least, is Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Kabobo. He is a celestial warlock goblin, and he works for Orzhov.
Yes, very nice. All right, then, guys, it has been 2 weeks since our last session, but last session, I went back and rewatched the most important bits of it. What happened last time? You guys made some interesting discoveries and had some interesting conversations with members of the rival guilds. I mean, we also, right. Dr. Cardinal also nearly got melted in acid, but we'll save that for the end. What did each of you guys do last time?
Okay, I'll make a start then. So, the time before we'd been cut off by an explosion, we rejoined the other group and were continuing on to Midpoint Campway, and then we actually noticed some Simic graffiti that had been put on the walls. And we also found an entrance place into a partially flooded building that when we investigated, we found a sort of lookout stroke hideout place with, again, evidence of Simic Combine, food and other things, where this was obviously an observation post. Mm-hmm. Where you could look at travelers. We also found some high explosive, special Simic bioengineered explosive. And let me check the notes. We then made camp with the other guild members, and there was quite a bit of discussion about, what are all these Simic creatures doing, and some argy-bargy with various guilds having discussions. And them not trusting me with the high explosive civilians. So I think then we continued on, and then we got ambushed by some acid spitting thingies in a big cavern with a sinkhole. But that's about far as I got on my rewatch.
Yeah. What are the rest of you guys? Do you recall anything else? I know that.
When I remember, Kabobo talked to his ex-wife. What the heck's her name again?
Mizik, I think.
Mizik, yep. And he learned that she is not responsible for the attacks that have been happening, that have been seemingly by Simic monsters. Mm-hmm. And he believes her to be telling the truth.
Okay.
And we agreed to watch each other's backs.
Yeah. We also discovered that there was a goblin pigeon tongue that is used by your neighborhood.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Vasul, I think you also had a conversation with your favorite, buddy cop partner, Volkos.
Yeah. So, I mean, everyone is a suspect. Let me put it this way. He thinks it's either the Gruul or the Simic combine behind it, and I should trust no one. But strangely enough, I mean, he's always away when there's danger, so that's another interesting fact. So I don't trust him personally.
Okay.
And then I had some talk with the guy from the Demir faction.
Yep.
And I did not trust him either, so I don't know. I mean, I think basically everyone is lying, but we will find out who is telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Trovik, anything you can recall? Oh, you're muted, Carl.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Trovik is muted. So, I think that's like the most common line ever. Anyway, Trovik, flexed his muscles a lot, probably worked out, did a bunch of push-ups, but just definitely postured and tried to intimidate some of the guards from Volko's guild.
Yep.
It didn't work out too well, but he was watching them because they were very concerned about these explosives, and they think we're crazy and we're mad and we're going to betray everyone. But Trovik, actually, he's loyal to the mission. He's as a Gruul member, he's just there almost by happenstance. And even though people are accusing him, he's definitely while he keeps his counsel to himself, he's definitely loyal to the group and the people he spilled blood with, and is really concerned about other Gruul and other rivals that might be trying to take down this mission.
Mm-hmm. I think given what's happened thus far, it's a reasonable suspicion. Now, your master, or your what do you call it, your rival, his name came up last time as well too. I don't remember what the context was. It was Drakmir. Do you remember why we were talking about the?
Well, Drakmir seems to be out there, and he's leading some he's led already some attacks against us, or intimidations against us. So he's probably out there working. I mean, the Gruul clan is it's not very unified, and there's different. The Gruul guild, so there's various clans in the guild, and they're not very unified. And although he's with the tree, the one that is part of the tree,
mm-hmm.
the burning tree, there are other less savory, more angry, more violent factions that seem to be against. So he's probably still out there trying to sabotage our efforts.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's afraid to meet Trovik in single combat.
Coward. That coward.
That's what Trovik thinks.
Yep. Okay. All right, then, guys. Unless there's anything else you can think to that needs to be added here, we have to see if Dr. Cardinal gets melted again or not. So let me cue us up. Now, do I have? Oh my gosh. Let's see here. This will use that for our fight music. I haven't loaded any fighting tunes in here yet. Shameful. I'll try and make it up with attack rolls with my monster. So, guys, we are back in initiative. You guys are on a boat, making your way through the submerged and subterranean ruins of whatever city is below Precinct 6. You guys had been making your way to sort of the side because you saw something making its way along underneath the surface of the water. But what had come up was a horrific combination of a sea snake, a manta ray, and some kind of vicious sea scorpion. So, we are back. It has thus far gobbed acid all over Dr. Cardinal. It has been struck with a javelin by Trovic, which seemed to do very little to this thing's toughened hide. And Vasul has very helpfully restored some of Iago's, or Dr. Cardinal's, vitality. So, guys, we're back in initiative order here. Dr. Cardinal, you're up first. What would you like to do? Anna has some suggestions, but...
Well, I'm going to pull out my arcane focus, and I'm going to cast a chaos bolt at it.
Nice.
And I'm going to use this using... oh, hang on. I've used my second level slot. Sorry, that will be at... that will be at...
Okay. 15. 15 is just good enough. So go ahead and click on the spell as well, too, because I know there's that random result that we have to check
so
here.
It is... Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know what I can do? If you add in, Mo... choose one of the D8s. Okay, so it's already taking account. So 4 or 6 is what you're getting. Force or poison? What are you thinking?
I think I'll go with poison.
Poison. Okay. So you hit this thing. It changes colors as it's forming, and then it blazes out a kind of greenish, blackish color with the nature and death mana. And unfortunately, it does not hit quite as hard as you thought it might. So it's 15. That means... All right. Dr. Cardinal, is that everything for you?
Well, I suppose I can still steer the boat as the move action then.
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
didn't you
well, I'll still...
Well, you can retrieve something for free.
Yeah, I'll just keep it sort of going away from the...
Okay.
But not hitting the bank, but just sort of like keeping it away from the sinkhole.
Kabobo.
Kabobo will raise up his staff, and he is going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Ooh, nice. So why don't you click on the spell as well too? Oh, here we go. Show spell description. I'm way ahead of you. You call for spirits to protect you. They flit around a distance of 15 feet for the duration. So I'm guessing they look like ghosts for you, right?
Well, I mean, it does say that they could be angels or demons, and I think it's very Orzhov if there's actually a mix of them, which would be very strange for a spell like this.
Yeah. When you cast a spell, you designate any number of creatures to be unaffected. I'm guessing your allies are unaffected.
So obviously, my allies in the boat. Yep.
Okay. And then affected creature's speed is... Oh, so if it gets within 15 feet, its speed is halved.
And it takes the radiant damage.
On a failed save. Okay, so it's automatically slowed, and then it saves against the damage.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so your boat is surrounded by some protection. Doesn't otherwise give any like AC bonuses or anything like that.
No,
Okay.
It's just, yeah.
All right, so let's see if this thing's power recharges. It does not. So then this thing will...
Oh, it blacked everything.
Oh, why did that go? Oh, you know what?
I turned out the lights. I was going to say
It's
that's
either cast darkness or something's going wrong with Roll20.
I think I was clicking on, hold on, somebody. Who did I click on here? Oh. I was clicked on the boat. So I sent the boat to the DM's lair. So For those listening at home, be sure to make sure when you are going to move something to a different layer, make sure you have the right thing selected. Not. All right. So this thing goes below the surface. And then... Bless you.
Yeah.
Okay. And... Oof. Let's make an attack here. So I need to make a save here because it is getting in close. It's a wisdom save, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I made the save, so it takes half damage. Half damage. So go ahead and roll 3d.
3d8.
Yeah, 3d8, please. I'm trying to decide if it's necrotic or radiant, because it's a mix of the two.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would probably end up being radiant damage.
Okay.
Just since we got to pick one, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Let's see here.
Or maybe it's random. I don't know. Whatever you want to rule.
Yeah.
Well, it's based on your alignment, I think.
Right. No, but as Jeff said, like the Orzhov occupies a different space.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they're the Magic the Gathering magic isn't really governed by like good or evil. It's different colors of magic, and I think the Orzhov use white and black.
Yeah, and white is the angels and black is the demons. So it's sort of an interesting guild where they're like, they're both.
Okay. So then you hear a as the bottom of the boat is hit, and you can hear some cracking or at least some strain in the structure. It seems to be right below you right now. Would everyone give us a dexterity save, please? DC is only going to be 10 here.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Dexterity save, please. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Two of us.
Wow. Well, Vasul said, I see your fail, and I'll straight up to
he
a
probably saw
critical
me
fail.
failing and was trying to grab me and went with me.
Oh
I'm
my
going to
God.
astonishing fortune,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I think Dr. Cardinal fell down. Vasul, you were like, hey, careful! And then you, unfortunately, fell into the water, Vasul. Dr. Cardinal, you are prone. Purple, you're prone. Everyone else... Oh my God, Yako. Again?
Yeah. Well, that was the astonishing fortune.
Oh, did you spend Astonishing Fortune?
To re-roll, but I've got it worse, so...
Okay, so you guys are down to 6 points of Astonishing Fortune still. Because remember, it costs 2 to re-roll. We'll take the better of the result of the 2, though. Because we don't need both of you. Actually, no, fuck it. You chose to spend the money, so there you go. You're both in the water now. So... All right. Trovic and Kabobo, though, you managed to keep your feet, and you are not knocked in. Then it is... And since you're in the water vessel and Iago, let me... I can show you where this creature is. All right, so you can see its tail slashing around underneath the water vessel. Speaking of Vessel, you're up next. What are you doing?
This is unfortunate. I think I would like to climb back into the boat.
Sure. So just give it, because it is kind of a panic and the boat's moving from this and being hit, I'll get you to make an athletics check at DC 10.
Yeah.
So it'll be relatively easy to get in, but there is a potential for failure.
Yeah. We'll see. No.
Not for you, though. You easily scramble. Go ahead and place yourself back in the boat. Then it is... do you have any minor action or anything like that you wish to do?
I think no. I would... otherwise, I'd cast a spell, but no.
Okay.
No.
Trovic, what are you doing?
Trovic, I think he still has the javelins, because the thing is under the water now, right?
That's right, yeah. It's right under the boat.
And 2 of his companions have fallen in. I think Trovik's gonna hop over in the water and swim down towards the creature.
Okay, it's right under there, so like with a single move action, you could get down to within range of it.
Okay, so...
And then with the javelins, you don't take any, because it's a stabbing weapon, you wouldn't take any penalty to melee attacks.
Yeah, I think even though it's less damage, he's going to use his javelin to pierce. I guess that could potentially break. Maybe it's not made for stabbing, I'm not sure. But then, of course, his horns are okay.
Okay.
So I guess I'll melee it. Yeah, I think I have it set it up for melee attack with the javelin.
To be honest, if it's thrown uses strength anyway, so it should be the same thing.
Okay. Yeah, it should be. Okay. Cool. So here's gonna stab with the javelin.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh no.
Oh. You could spend 2 points of Astonishing Fortune to re-roll that if you like.
What do you guys think? Should I do that? You guys?
Honestly, it can't be worse. I mean,
yeah.
Let's see.
Okay. Yeah, I will spend the Astonishing Fortune.
Okay, so we're down to 4 points of Astonishing Fortune. Solid
17.
hit. Yep. All right.
All right. So then that procs the ability to use the horns.
Yeah. Go ahead.
As a bonus action.
Yep. And then your horns do piercing as well too. So.
Yes, they are piercing as well.
Yep. Easy. Boom. And you have a second attack as well too, right? Because you're.
Oh yes. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because you're fifth level barbarian.
And the second attack, and oh, there we go.
Yeah, that hits as well. Nice.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yay, bounded accuracy.
All right. So you're stabbing away at this thing. Yeah. Then, Dr. Cardinal, what are you doing?
How high is the bank next to me?
I think you could very easily just scramble up onto there.
Easier than getting in the boat, you think?
Yes, it would not require. The boat is being bucked by this, whatever this thing is.
Yeah. I'm just going to then scramble up to the bank, so that's a move.
Okay.
And I can see there's something going under the water, but I can't really fire into it.
Yeah.
Though actually my arcane focus does give me a bonus on that. No, I'm going to... What's the terminology? Looking at my cheat sheet.
Surrender?
Ready. So when I can see a target, I'm going to cast another Chaos Bolt at the thing.
Okay, you got it.
Or another one of them if there's more than one of them.
Kabobo.
I'll shout out, someone drive the boat.
Can I see the...
Hold on, because he's not driving the boat, you know what happens? Remember what's in the middle of the area here? There's that vortex.
Was it a vortex or the...
It's a sinkhole.
Yeah, there's a vortex, like sinkhole thing. That's the reason Dr. Cardinal was controlling the boat.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
So I can see the creature, right?
Did the creature move as well?
It did,
you took it with it.
Okay. Kabobo. So yes, you can. No, you cannot see the creature. It's flash for the. You can see that something's fighting under the water, and there's blood that's coming up. But
oh well, if I can't see it, I mean, I'll continue to concentrate on my spell.
Yep. That doesn't cost you an action, I don't think, though. That just means you can't concentrate on another one.
Just mentioning it, and I'm going to go take control of the boat, I guess.
Okay. So you race over and grab this rudder to kind of control the thing, okay? So you can move. Let's move. Oh, that's the monster. I can't grab. There you go. There's Vessel. Oh shit! You went overboard. Oh shit! All right, there we go. And there's Rip. Okay, so you grab that thing. So what I'll do is I'll let you move the boat back 5 this way.
So can I also command Rip, or how does that work? Or that is my action if I do that?
I think it's I think it's like pets where you need to spend an action. Command familiars, but let's double check. What were you wanting Rip to do?
Well, he can actually shape change. I was going to get him to turn into something that can go... Oh, wait. Sorry. It's a rat, a raven, a spider. So he can't do anything that goes in the water. I just wanted him to go under the water because he's got amazing vision.
Sure. Every one of those things can go underwater. It's just that...
Yeah, I mean, I guess so can an imp, right? Yeah.
Technically.
So maybe the rat might be. Oh, you're anyway, muted.
No, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
the rat. Yeah, the rat could be your best bet because they can swim for a very, very long time, apparently. So.
True. Yeah, a raven, not so great. Or
No raven, no.
Yeah.
Spider, probably not.
A rat's good too, because also then, you know, it won't freak up my allies if they see a rat as opposed to some...
I don't think he has to give up his invisibility for that, though, does he? When he transforms?
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
It just says it can polymorph into a beast form that resembles a rat, a raven, or a spider.
Okay. So I'm just checking for the familiar. This is one of those that we'll look it up and we won't have to look it up again. Thing 107.
Every game is different.
Yeah.
The action economy.
Yeah. Like I know PF2, you got to spend an action. It's your action, your standard action in 4th edition.
Because, I mean, it does... All I can see here is that we have a telepathic bond.
Yeah.
I don't see if it says to get him to do something, I have to... I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah,
right?
and I might be overthinking it. It might be one of those 5e things that you don't need to take an action to do it, but...
Right. I honestly don't remember. I've never had a
There you
familiar.
go, find familiar. Familiar acts independently of you, but it always obeys your commands. In combat, it rolls its own initiative and acts on its own turn.
Oh.
Can't attack, but it can take other actions as normal.
Oh, okay. So I guess it
has
should
its
actually
own-
have its own
So, yeah.
initiative.
Let's just have it share with you for sake
Sure.
of ease. Okay, and then you can give it its command this turn, and then
Right.
what do you want it to do?
Just try and get vision on the whatever's attacking us.
So this rat appears and kind of like squeaks and then sploosh, drops down into the water, and you can now see through. Hold on, to share its senses, what does that take? I think you've got a what is it, a minor action or free action or whatever they
yeah,
call it.
like to
Bonus
look
action.
through his eyes or something instead of mine.
Let's say it's a bonus action. That's good enough for me.
Sure.
Okay. Then it is its turn. So, the invisible rat is now going to be... No, I'm kidding. Targeted by this thing. All right, so Trovik. This thing, it's... having been stung by it... Whew. First thing I need to make a save, because I've got those spirits whirling around. Made the save again, but Jeff, go ahead and roll 3d8 damage again.
When can I declare rage?
I think it's on your turn. I think it's a free action, but it's one of those like free action on your turn things.
All right. Well, I mean, I haven't been injured.
Yeah. Okay, 13. So that's once again 6 points. All right. So it's being torn apart. You can see, Trovik, there's these like angelic and demonic and ghostly specters that are tearing away at this thing, flensing bits of flesh off of it. You can see this, I suppose, as well, Kabobo. This is going to maneuver 5 feet down, so it's going to start getting out of the way of. Actually, we can attack and then move. So, first a bite on Trovik. Trovik, what's your AC?
Trovik's AC right now is 14.
14. All right. So I actually miss. So it comes very close, snaps. Oh, it is reach, so it actually can. So it's maneuvered down 5 feet. Trovik, you can get attack of opportunity on this thing because it's moving away from you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Go ahead.
I stab at it with a javelin.
Nice.
7 more.
So you tag it as it gets away, but it is now 10 feet below the boat. But its jaws snap up at you and miss. And then its stinger slashes through the water, pierces through the water. That does connect.
Okay.
You take, let's see here. 10 points of piercing damage,
Okay.
and I need a DC 16 Constitution save from you, please.
Okay. Oh, come on.
Oy.
I rolled awful.
You want to spend Astonishing Fortune, or I want to see what the effect is first? Ooh, hooba juba. Okay, so this is full damage. You tell me if you want to spend Astonishing Fortune.
Yeah, I think I'll spend Astonishing Fortune.
I think it's a safe bet.
Jeez. Okay. Oh,
Nice.
better.
Awesome. All right, so you take 20 points of damage as this thing
Ouch, that's still nasty.
okay. Stings into you. And it's burning. Like, it doesn't feel like it's like a poison that's working its way through your system. It's acidic, like the shit that was burning away on Dr. Cardinal.
Okay.
So I'm going to put on its thing here, let's just do water depth will be here. Oh, I can't put 10 in there. Oh, no! I'll put 2 for how many squares below it is. Okay, so I think that is it. Then it is Vasul's turn. We're doing Vasul.
Yeah, just sorry. Yeah, so I can't see this thing and I can't touch Trovik, if I understand this correctly.
Trovik is only just below the surface right now. You can probably see his back. He was fighting this thing right underneath the surface.
Yeah. Could I touch him with my trunk?
Does your trunk have 10-foot reach?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So I could cast Cure Wounds on him.
Oh, nice.
Because I can.
Awesome. I'm in favor of any trunk-based initiative here. So
Okay, yeah. And then I would cast Cure Wounds so that. So you would get 2d8, and my spell casting thing is 6. So 2d8 plus 6 points back. Okay, I can.
You can. You want to roll it? I guess.
No, you could roll it, or.
Oh, I can roll it. All right. Oh, a whole 8 points.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was awful.
We are on a winning streak. Yeah.
Yep. It's all right. Okay.
Yeah, and maybe I can now encourage you to do better. So I would just give you bardic inspiration.
Oh no, you only rolled 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all right.
All right. Then, speaking of Trovik, is that everything for you, Vessel?
Yeah. So I give Trovik bardic inspiration also. You can only do better.
Yeah. This reverberating sound from his trunk just goes through you. Trovik, what are you doing?
Trovik is gonna rage first of all,
Yeah. Okay.
and then attack.
Okay. So you'll have to move actually as well too, because remember it's.
Oh, he has to move. Yeah, he'll rage first and then move down.
Yep.
Move down 10 feet.
Okay. So I'll just put your 2 squares down now too.
And let's see.
I think we looked up holding breath last time. Holding breath is quite long in 5e.
And he is going to reckless attack because
Because why not?
Yep.
Okay.
Because it gives advantage on all attacks.
Okay.
And
You have advantage
stab.
with the inspiration also.
oh, do I? I don't know.
Yeah, for one roll only, but I don't know. Just
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
He's just gonna attack.
You can hold your breath
All
for
right.
6 minutes, it looks like, Trovik.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's gonna. Right. So we'll see. The first javelin.
We go. Solid hit, yep. Yeah, so that's 11 points of damage.
Yep.
Nice.
He's raging. He'll do the horns. That's just appropriate. 18.
Yep. Nice. Solid
That's a
hit.
lot.
12.
And the second javelin.
Solid hit as well. Okay.
Yeah.
And 8
He's
points of
tearing it
damage.
apart.
Nice.
It does lower his armor class, but
Yep.
Oh no, they get it.
Yeah, they get advantage against him. Yeah.
Advantage against me, but at least, I have like the damage mitigation now.
Excellent.
Not against the poison, but
Yeah. Okay, nice. At least against his bite if it gets you.
Bite
All right.
or-
Dr. Cardinal, what are you doing?
Bludgeoning, piercing, slash.
Well, I can't really see anything going on except a fight under the water.
Yeah, it's, a
Yeah,
mad
it's
thrash.
now, I think that from where you are and from how deep they are under, that you probably can't see what what's going on.
No, something's going on, but I can't really see anything. So,
So let's deploy the explosives. Depth charge!
No.
let's take some back. Yeah, I'm just going to keep pace. And again, I'll ready an action
Come on,
to
you're doing
shoot
well.
at something.
Okay. And you're getting ready to unleash that
Yeah.
Chaos Bolt if the opportunity presents, okay? Kabobo, what are you
Because there
doing?
may be something else.
Okay, well, obviously continuing to concentrate and steer the boat.
Okay. So the boat is currently on course to collide with the shore.
Okay, so I'll keep it just away from the shore if possible.
Okay, so let's do this. Try and get...
Like, yeah.
I can jump back on if you get it closer.
Oh, okay.
How about
Yeah.
that? I'm just going to move the monster back with Trovic. So I think he's right there. Or maybe there. Okay.
Oh, and then I can see it.
No, it's 10 feet down.
Oh, it's deep. Okay.
Yeah. You know that there's like blood coming up to the surface and there's something fighting underneath there. It's just you can't see the combination of the darkened water, the reflection of the light, and how deep they are.
Do I have anything else worth casting? Not really, because I want to keep the concentration up, so.
If you somehow had water below or a light source below the surface, that might actually help. Because like the way I'm picturing it is that you're looking down and then like when light goes down onto water in the dark, it reflects back, so
Yeah.
it makes it difficult to see underneath. But if you had something that pierced that surface and there was light that was actually illuminating underneath there, that that might make a difference.
Yeah, but okay. I have to break concentration to cast something else. Isn't that how it works?
No, you can only keep one concentration spell up at a time.
Oh, but I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you cast something else that requires concentration, you lose the other spell you're concentrating on.
Right. So I could. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything in the boat. I think I'm too focused on driving. I've never driven the boat before. I think I'm not going to try to do anything too complex right
It's
now.
also not really designed to be operated by someone who's 3 feet tall as well,
Yeah,
too. So
like,
there's
I
a
think
lot
I
of
probably have to have both my hands on this thing and like.
Yeah.
I think it's difficult. So I'm not going to try to pull light off or anything right now.
Okay. Then it is. I mean, you can't see. You can see through Rip's eyes though, for what's going on down there.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Because Rip's got his little whiskers and eyes underneath the water now.
Okay, so now can I? Oh, he does. He still maintains his dark vision or whatever.
Yep.
Okay, can I see that Trovic's doing okay or what?
Yep.
Okay, then I'll. Yeah.
Well, I guess it's hard to tell acid damage, but internal acid damage.
Yeah.
He's in a rage. You know he's in a rage.
Yeah. Okay. Then I think that's it for me.
Okay. Then this thing is going to attack, and it's got advantage on attack rolls. So,
It's Tropic.
first thing is that that sea snake head, or like moray eel head, kind of snaps around again, and is trying to chomp onto Trovic. 16, that hits your AC?
Yep.
Okay, so you take... Now this is piercing damage, so this will be halved.
Half, yep.
Yeah, so it's 10... So how about I bring the book up to me instead of keep looking down all the time? So it's 15 damage I rolled, which means you take 7 points of damage.
Okay.
From that, but then I also need... Oh, no, this is just automatic. You also automatically take acid damage. So you also take 6 points of acid damage.
Okay. How long does that last? You know?
It comes and goes. It dissipates in the water right away.
Okay.
Then it's actually not going to sting you because you are in close now, and it's going to try and claw you twice. So first, it seems that there are like kind of like what do you call it? Some kind of digits or something underneath its body, underneath the manta ray things. So it's an 8 or 20. I got you with 1.
Yep.
Okay, and this is slashing damage, so you can have this. Okay, you take. Let's see. Not great, actually. Not great for me. 14. Actually, it's not bad. 19, halved down to 9 damage.
Okay.
And then I need, this is also, with these barbed kind of tentacles, it's wrapping around you. So I need a DC 16, either escape artist or acrobatics or athletics check.
Athletics, because I have an advantage right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
strength.
definitely. Yeah. So go ahead and give us that.
Strength.
Yep, easy. So this thing tries to, grapple you, but it is just... All right, so that's the last one here. Oh boy. I hit again. And let's see here. That's 21 damage this time, so that's
he's
10.
down.
10 points of damage, and I guess you can't... So it's grabbed a hold of you now.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, then it is Vasul's turn.
I have not seen that he's grabbed.
Is Kabobo giving a running commentary of what's happening below there, or does he not want to reveal what he can see?
I don't think he said anything yet.
Okay.
But maybe he will if he can see that there's trouble.
Because I think what you saw is this thing, like, it chomped onto Trovic, he roared and knocked its jaw off, and then one of these barbed tentacles tried to go around him, and he shakes it off, more blood comes off of him, and then the second one just whacks him, and he seems to go limp, and you see a javelin fall from his hand, so you would know sort of what situation Trovic's in right now.
I may just yell something out like Trovic's in trouble or something, something short like that. If I right.
Yeah. Okay. So I think sometimes it's just not the right time to be careful. So I would just jump into the water here.
Nice.
And I don't know if I can make it down to get him out.
Let's make it a athletics check. We'll give you a DC 12 to reach him as part of your move action.
Yeah, and this was athletics then?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Oh, easy. Yeah. So you're right up to wherever you want to be with Trovic. You avoid one of these massive beating wings underneath the manta ray wings.
And I got that he's held back by some tentacle or stuff.
Yeah, you can picture underneath this. If you had a manta ray that had underneath it like barbed tentacles that could unspool. That's what's got a hold of him right now.
Yeah. So I have a dagger with me, and I would try to pierce the dagger into this tentacle that is holding Trovic.
Sounds good. Go ahead and give us because you're piercing, you're not going to take the disadvantage. Go ahead and give us a check. Nope. Oh, yeah, now, you want Astonishing Fortune that sucker? You have 4 points left, I believe.
Yeah. But I think someone will need it maybe for some death saving throws. So. I say we will leave the Astonishing Fortune.
So you're down there at least and trying to get at this thing. All right. Then Trovic, we get first death save for you. Yep. Here's that nat 20. Come on.
Yep. Death saves are on here. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
A 10? That's a success, right?
10's a success. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So no strikes. You're holding on there. Mm-hmm. Dr. Cardinal, what are you doing?
Right. What can I actually see from my point of view?
That Vasul just dove into the water. Nothing has changed since the last time. You have seen Vasul dive into the water to try and save, and you heard Kabobo say that Trovic's in trouble, or whatever it was he specifically said.
Okay, I'm going to pull out the crossbow, which has the light on it, hold it in one hand, and jump into the water and try and swim down, because the crossbow's got a light on it, which is 10 feet.
Sorry, you've been traveling around with a loaded crossbow?
Automatically loading, magically one.
Oh, okay, great.
It's got the
Okay.
It's got a whole load of brass and gears, but it's basically just I pull the trigger, it fires.
Okay. Let's see here. I can't remember if readying a weapon is an action in 5e.
Hang on, I've got a rather good crib sheet.
Like, I think interacting with an object is not like, as long as it's minor, like throwing a door open or something like that. I don't think that is an action in this, but I can't remember if readying a weapon is.
Disarm, disengage.
Here we go.
Use an item for some purpose. I'd kind of assume that would be it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I could do that and then jump in, and I'd be like,
Sure.
right, sort of, say here, and probably either just on or just under the water, or I'll have to dive down next to
Yeah,
them.
you can actually, I think,
But I can-
you can move up to, I mean, you can move up to there if you'd like, and you can see clearly what's going on now.
Okay, so I've used all my actions, so I can't shoot, but next turn I
Sure,
can
well,
do
let's just,
something.
give me 1 second here. I just want to check.
Oh, remind me how... Oh, I'll look it
So,
up.
you can interact with one object or feature of the environment for free during either your move or your action. For instance, you could open a door during your move as you stride towards a foe, or you could draw a weapon as part of the same action you use to attack. I had that not nagging in the back of my mind because I remember the action economy. It finally gave up on, like, all right, just fucking have a weapon. So that means that you can attack them if you'd like, Dr. Cardinal.
All right, I'll jump in, and I'm not sure how crossbows work underwater. I think they might be one of the better
Yep, they're
ones.
fine. Piercing weapon. No advantage, no disadvantage. There may be a range issue, but you're so close right now. You are firing into melee, though. Is that an issue in 5th edition? Anyone remember?
It provides cover.
Oh, okay. So then it'll... All right, so that unfortunately misses.
Yeah, it'll miss anyway.
All right. Then it is Kabobo.
All right.
So you controlling the boat, I guess?
Yeah, that's definitely.
Okay, so the boat will drift.
How deep is the creature at this point?
10 feet down.
Oh, it's still deep. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, Vessel will be... Vessel, are you 5 feet up? Like, are you only 5 feet down right now? Because you could be sort of like above where... You could be here, and then Trovic
maybe,
could be
yeah,
here, and
yeah.
then the monster could be here, kind of?
Yeah.
Can't. So you
Can
can
I
see...
see? Can I see them now?
I think you might be able to see, like, bits of Vasul's robe. And you, with if you're sharing the link with Rip, you can see clearly all of them.
Okay, then I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on No, what's his name?
Cure Wounds is the one that you can cast at range.
Yeah, isn't it?
There's two of them. There's like Cure Wounds, and there's
Healing
Oh no,
word.
that one's touch.
Yeah.
Oh no, that one's too. So I can do my other
The healing
ability.
word one. What's up?
The healing light.
oh, that's your
Yeah, this
Warlock
one.
ability, and that
Can I
one's got
just say
range
this one?
within 60 feet. Yeah, that's only a bonus
Yeah.
action as well too.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'll do that one. And
So
I
you still
can
have an
use-
action because your move action is for maneuvering the boat. Bonus action is to heal. How many of those
I can
dice do
do-
you want to spend?
I think I can do up to 2, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you
your
go
charisma modifier. I can do 3 of them.
nice.
Yeah, I'll do all 3.
Now, do you have any bonuses or anything that modifies your healing? I don't remember if you do or not, but just there's some classes that will modify the amount that you heal.
Yeah, I don't think I do.
Okay, and this is Trovic who's being targeted with this.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead.
So roll 3d6. 10
Nice.
hit points back.
Trovic, you have 10 hit points again.
Okay. hopefully I'll be able to do something. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
And I think that light just pours out of the angel on the top of Kabobo's staff.
Okay.
It sort of shines down on Trovik.
Now you still have an action if you like as well.
Let's see. I mean, I'd like to try and get control of the boat to bring it back to my allies.
Sure, if you want to start turning, like, spend your action
to like actually, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think? Like
probably in a circle, yeah, like that.
Okay.
To get back towards them.
Sure. Alrighty. Then it is this thing's turn. So, one of its claws is holding on to Trovik. So that means it's limited to its bite. So Vasul, you can see sort of in the dimness of the. I ask this each time. Loxodons do or do not have dark vision?
No
dark vision. Okay, so you can only see. It's only like at the last second you see this jaw, like the size of a large steamer trunk, come out of the darkness towards you. And I rolled terribly though. AC 11.
No, I have 15. So
nice. So you see this, and you kind of twist and burn or turn out of the way, and some of your some of your robes are caught up in this, but it does not. But then it lashes out with one of those tentacles to you, and let's see how it does. Whoop! I got so excited I jumped one bumper. All right, AC 20 this time, so I think that's a hit.
Yeah.
I need an athletics or acrobatics check against DC 16 from you, please. Just gonna try.
Okay. So let's see. No.
Oh shit! So you take 20 points of damage.
Yeah.
As this thing it wraps around you. You are now grappled as well. So let's just put nets over you guys. Okay. And let's see here. Grabbed.
You can't move.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it can move with you.
Yeah, it can.
All right, then it's going to pull you both down another... it's not slowed anymore. Oh boy, so it's going to pull down 8 more squares. So you guys are effectively 10 squares down right now. God damn it, I can't add 10. I'll put the 0 down so you know it's 10.
Yeah.
I guess technically, Vessel, you're actually 9 down.
Yeah.
Because you are 1 over from him. All right, and that's it for them. So Vasul, you're up next. You can feel yourself being pulled down by this. You've been cut viciously by the attacks. What are you doing? But you can see Trovik has begun to stir again.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm grabbed. That means I can't attack unless I escape. Or can I?
Grabbed creature, your speed becomes 0 and it can't benefit from any bonus to speeds. The condition ends if the grappler is incapacitated. The condition also ends if an effect removes the grappled creature from the reach of the grappler. I don't think you're incapacitated.
Yeah. So I would just try to stab it again because. Yep. Well, I mean that will work. I'm sure. No.
Fuck. Oh, no. Give us a dexterity check against, let's say, DC. Dexterity save against DC. Let's just say 10. Not 20. Okay, so what happens is like you stab and it hits on a weird angle. You lose it. And you're like, oh, and then your trunk grabs it and puts it back in your hand.
Nice.
Okay. Anything else you wish to do?
I don't really.
If you have a bonus or a minor action of any kind to.
Yeah. I think I will. Does it make sense? I don't know. No. I'm just Yeah, I can't escape. That would be a standard action. So I guess I can't do this as move action.
Okay.
I can maybe assist Trovik a little bit and just try to pull a little bit with my trunk. But
Sure. So I think that narratively, that's what you're doing. It's not going to aid is your action as well too.
Yeah. So that's everything. Yeah.
All right. So then, Trovik, in the process of this shit, you've kind of come to, you've seen Vasul get wrapped up in this thing too, and now this creature is trying to drag you down into the depths.
Okay.
But you have been restored to consciousness again. You dropped the javelin that was in your hand, but I'm assuming have a brace of javelins still with you, and whatever else you will have on your person.
I mean, I threw a javelin already, so I just want to.
Sure.
Oh no, that was my last javelin.
Okay.
Truth be told. I still got horns. The horns don't fall off.
Do you have anything else on you?
I might have I have a hand axe and the great axe, but.
Okay.
Oh, I guess if I rage again and I reckless attack,
It would net out, so you just roll normally because the disadvantage.
Yeah, I think. Well, he's gonna sputter because he's probably swallowed a lot of water on his way down, and then he's come to. He's gonna rage again.
Yeah.
Because my rage ended.
And you have that inspiration from Vasul still as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
So he's gonna. I don't know I guess he doesn't have to move. Can I pull out my great axe, or is that?
Yeah. Again, it's in 5e. You can do a free action like that every turn.
Okay, so he's gonna pull out his great axe, reckless attack, and we'll see how this goes.
Okay. Yeah.
Not getting water in your lungs is not fun. All right, first one.
Oh, nice hit. All right.
And he's gonna stab in with his horns again.
Okay.
Recklessly attacking.
Okay.
17.
Oh no, but remember it's netted out because of this. Oh no, that's piercing. That's piercing. So it doesn't take the disadvantage. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. It's piercing. It doesn't take.
Yeah, so it doesn't take the.
Yeah.
So then, and
then the great axe again is the first.
Yeah, and this is just a regular
second
attack, but you do have that inspiration you could draw on.
Oh right. Okay. So I'll do the great axe then as a third attack.
Okay.
And we'll see if I need to draw an inspiration.
No.
Oh my god.
All right. So what does this look like as you slay this thing?
So I'm just hacking at it, and I probably slashing madly. My horns are embedded. He probably closes his eyes and just hacks, and it lops off that thing's head, I could think.
Yeah.
And maybe we have to wrench the great axe out of the beak.
All right. Is Vasul trained in athletics?
Nope.
Okay, Trovik, I think is so.
Yes.
Trovik could easily kind of grab, put an arm underneath your shoulder and then swim to the surface with you.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So, Dr. Cardinal, you sort of lose your allies for a brief moment in just a cloud of blood, of dark colored blood. But then, bursting to the surface are Vasul and Trovik. And just in time as Kabobo has maneuvered the boat around to come and collect you guys.
All right, so I'll swim over.
Okay.
Yep. Trovik's all torn up. Probably vomits out water.
All right. And you guys all come back up on the boat. And then I'm assuming Rip will just transform again back into the, what do you call it? Imp form, and then we'll give control of the boat back over to Dr. Cardinal. So what do you guys say?
Do you want me to cast a healing word on you?
That would be great.
Okay.
Trovik is like, I'm just going to lie down for a little bit.
Oh, man.
In between
All right, so
getting
7.
water out of his body. 7 more. Okay. Cool.
I think you would have to, if you may not have witnessed it, but if you think about it for a moment as well, Trovik, you would realize that Vasul dove in to get you.
Yep. I give him a thumbs up.
Okay.
And a nod. I'm too busy spitting out water or coughing up water, I think. To say much of anything.
All right. So Trovik has got 7 back. Vasul's pretty banged up as well, too.
Yep.
So, Jeff, what we just said is that you've turned control of the boat back over to Dr. Cardinal.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll end my protection spell.
Yeah. Spirits go. All right. So, what do you guys wish to do next? You were in, this happened was as you guys were traveling along near the back of the pack to get. If you look forward to where the rest of the caravan is, they seem to still be moving along without incident. It appears that this time it was only your vessel or your conveyance that was under attack.
Convenient.
Yeah. But I still wonder, so if they want us to open this thing, they need us there alive, or don't they? So this is weird. But we had the theory that these were some kind of creatures living here before who are not happy that we are stealing their land, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So-
I'm not sure if Jeff can tell us if Kabobo shared it, but Mizzix did say last time that, like a lot of, or like all of the guilds, the Simic Combine has, renegades that felt, while the guild pact was not in place, felt that they could maybe improve their station, and that since that time there's been some. Even though the guild pact is back in place, there have been some who still have not, agreed to just toe the line, as it were.
I can't remember exactly what Kabobo shared, but mostly that he was certain that Mizzix was not causing this problem and that she was a pawn in some greater plan, just like we were.
Yeah. All right. So then, guys, what do you wish to do? I guess first off, does anyone else want to spend any healing resources?
Oh yeah, I guess I could. Well, I guess I have to wait until we're able to.
It's only
a short
one.
rest.
Yeah, well, we're using the essentially the 4th edition timing for it. So if you got 5 minutes to catch your breath, you can spend hit dice if you like.
Yeah, I'll spend 1 hit dice.
Okay.
I'd say I do as well.
Okay.
11.
Nice.
Nice.
So how do you roll hit dice?
I think there's a
It's
hit dice.
underneath. There's a hit. Yeah, there's a little thing. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. And you can spend as many hit dice one at a time as you'd like as well.
Yeah. Okay. I spend another. I think.
You can hold on.
Yeah. Okay.
That's good.
30. Yeah. That's okay.
Okay. Also, if you have any abilities that refresh on short rests, those will regenerate as well too. Okay, then, unless there's anything else you wish to do here, guys, we can go back to our big map here and travel. Now, do you say? I guess the question is: do you let the other part of the caravan know that you guys were attacked? They don't seem to be aware of that, and
How do we communicate with them?
I think you can just shout if you want, that you could be heard.
Yeah. But we were the last boat, weren't we?
Yes.
So probably they weren't attacking us specifically, but just the last boat.
Yep. Yeah, maybe then let the other ones go through. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then, guys, unless there's anything else you wish to do, then we will cut a little later in the day. So later in the day is when you guys will be arriving at the this is the name of it here, at Zunak's Tower, the White Fortress. So, I have not finished this illustration yet, and I've completely fucked up the perspective on it. So, with that in mind, this is still will give you an idea of what you see as you approach Zunak's Tower. So, this thing is placed in the on a fairly open bit of land in the middle of a fairly large open area. There's what you can see is that there's still receding floodwaters in this area, and as you approach this thing's got a tower or got a soar up at least 4 or 5 stories tall, and you can see on each of the sides of this there are markings for House Dimir, the Azorius Senate, and the Gruul clans. Is that right, or did I screw up? No, that's right. That's the Gruul clans. Would you guys kindly give us, anyone who's trained in history, go ahead and give us a history check?
Yeah, I am. So it's 19.
Okay, so the thing, looking at the structure, and Dr. Cardinal, I think you'd pick this up as well too. The curious thing about it is the style of the design is reminiscent very, very strongly of the buildings of the like the earliest buildings built in the first, District 10 by the Boros Legion. This blocky kind of, castle or keep kind of design is much more in keeping with them than it is with the ornate, buildings of, of government or law that the Azorius Senate would build, or the more ramshackle kind of buildings that the Gruul clans would construct. And who knows what the House Dimir does? The Shadows is said to be their home, so. But that's what you can definitely pick up. This has very much the look of a Boros Legion quarters. What you can also tell, I think, Dr. Cardinal, is that it doesn't look like it sits correctly in the area here. And by that I mean there is a bunch of damage around here that seems to be recent and that seems to have been caused. If you had to guess, if you displaced land between 2 different spots and didn't account for securing the area around it, you may cause the types of damage that you see here. There is a collapsed pillar that no doubt supported part of the structure around here, but it's almost as if someone took a giant scoop and scooped out whatever was in here and then placed this down without taking any account for the surrounding area and how it would affect it. What you guys can also see in the darkness, the way that your characters see this as you approach is with the illumination of the palisades built by the Boros Legion around it. There are magical lights and bonfires that are burning around, and the Boros Legion has built a encampment around this, only about 100 feet out from where the walls are of Zunak's tower. There are no lights coming from within the building itself, but the entire structure is a ghostly kind of white marble or some other kind of stone material that has a reflective quality to it. As you guys approach this thing, you can see that your allies are all arriving and having they're all mooring themselves up at the makeshift dock that has been made at the edge of the island that makes up here. But the island itself also seems just slightly askew. I think, Dr. Iago, your careful eye, you don't need a level to see, there's just... it's going to bug you the entire time you're inside that tower, because if the tower is off by even half a degree, you're always going to feel like you're walking just slightly on edge. But then you guys approach the encampment.
Can just for understanding. So this tower looks like it has been underwater for years already, or we would see that it was crusted in algae or something.
Exactly. If it was, that's a good question though. If you're looking down at the surface, do you have training in nature? Is that what it's called? This game? I think it's called Nature, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not trained in nature, but maybe someone else could.
You know, you could ask that. Is anyone else trained in nature?
I don't think so.
Trovik is trained in nature.
Give us a nature check there, Trovik.
He hugs trees.
Yeah, so, I mean, Trovik, you know, you don't have experience with, like, deep sea life or whatnot, but if you look, if Vasul sort of asks that out loud, you know, looking at the tower itself is completely free of any kind of blemish or mark or the barnacles you'd expect to see growing underground. The surface of what is the island of it, though, covered in them. There are things that you've never seen before, and the kind of bizarre, exotic stuff that you would expect in the deepest reaches of the subterranean oceans under Ravnica. So there are,
Interesting.
you know, I think as you look across here and the light goes on, there are little clams that have eyeballs in them that snap up as the light is exposed. There is coral that remains on there that as you pass by it holds on to the light with kind of a purple radiant, you know, glows and whatnot. And there is the speckled surface where undersea lichen and whatnot have eaten away at the rocks and whatnot. It's almost as if you drained an enormous, you know, cyclopean aquarium and then placed a perfect structure within there.
Okay.
Oh, Mo, you're muted. You're either muted or...
So I point out that it looks like it has been underwater. It has been underwater for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I'll point out that I think the tower, or the bit we can see, has been magically shifted in place after this was drained. Because I'll point out, you can see it's slightly askew, and then there's like something where something has magically tried to move something, and it's not quite worked.
Well, the entire island is on that same, the stuff that's covered by these deep sea things.
So I think the island came with the tower.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, there must be something that resists algae and bacteria then, or shellfish. I will have to have a closer look at it.
Why do you think that the island came with the tower?
Because the island itself is pitched at the same slight angle that the tower is.
Yeah. So I thought it was just the tower appeared and then the island started to...
No, I think it all came in one piece.
The rest, yeah, like the rest of it's the island, the entire size of the island itself is what has displaced stuff.
Okay.
Like there's where part of the island is, you can see, you know, way up illuminated, there's part of a pillar that still goes up to support whatever is far above you, the part of the city above you. There are the things that are on this island. It's not something that would be found right, you know, just below the surface. This is in the abyssal depths of the oceans that these things would be found.
Interesting.
So as you approach, go ahead, Mo.
No, go ahead.
No, I say, if you guys have any other questions before you get in or before you are in earshot of the other members of the guilds.
How fancy does it look?
The tower?
Yeah, like Kabobo's trying to figure out how valuable of the stuff is inside.
It is.
You know, like, is it normal looking architecture or is it high end or?
I mean, it's as I described, and I'll leave Kabobo to sort of judge how he values that. It is. I'm just going to make it a little smaller here so I can put your tokens down. It is a little. I mean, it's made of if not magical, you know, marble, then some other kind of incredibly high quality thing. It has the solid, you know, sturdy appearance of a Boros Legion outpost or a Boros Legion barracks, as opposed to the more accented and feature-filled Azorius thing. And you know, so I guess in terms of just like what could you steal from within, if you didn't see the markings of House Dimir, of the Azorius Senate, and the Gruul clans on there, you'd think that this might just have weaponry or, armor or other kinds of, magical devices or things in support of the activities of the Boros Legion.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the markings, the fact that it has the Azorius Senate and House Dimir on there, House Dimir trades in secrets, so that certainly would be a way to advance yourself within the syndicate. Secrets are always a way towards deals, whether voluntary or coerced. And the Azorius Senate, I mean, they are the lawmakers in Ravnica. So does that give context for how Kabobo is sort of?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's trying to see what he can find of value here more than anything. So
yeah. What Kabobo you also see briefly as out of the corner of your eye is Razir, who has reappeared and is sort of floating next to you, keeping pace with the boat. And he seems to be just staring like in awe at this thing.
Oh.
Would you give us I think is it insight?
Yeah.
Yeah, insight check,
sure.
please.
Oh,
okay.
God.
So, I think the look on Razir's face, I'm not sure how well you know Razir. He's certainly a constant presence, but he has really one way of interacting with you, right? Which is to hector you about what you're doing. But you always feel his presence there all the time, watching over you and whatnot, though he keeps himself concealed. You think he may have inadvertently revealed himself to you. He may have been so struck by seeing this thing that he forgot to conceal himself. What is it? Is it sleight of hand or is it deception? Why don't you give us... You can use either performance or deception here.
Well, I'm good at deception.
Or sleight of hand. Any of those three. Okay.
Not a great roll.
So I'm assuming that you're trying to not not make him aware that you're like, what are you doing?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Not trigger him that he's.
And unfortunately, that's not quite so. You try that, and I think for a split second, you sort of meet his eyes as he looks down at you, and then he vanishes once again.
And then I look at Rip. What do you make of that?
Rip kind of,
Yeah.
shrugs. So anything else you guys wish to do before you approach the encampment? You can see that all of your allies have already docked and are making their way through the palisades.
No, I think let's go and see what the tower's like, I think.
All right.
Okay. So as you guys make your way up and get yourself up, once again, Volkos comes out and insists that there is a separate area on the far side of the compound where they will store the explosives inside the palisades this time, but well near where well away from where everyone else is. Otherwise, you guys are brought in and shown to a shared tent that's going to serve as the barracks for where you guys will be staying until you can access the actual tower itself. Trovic, you can feel that that symbol that you were granted. You and Vasul, your symbol that you were granted, they both feel like they're almost like humming very slightly. Let me see if I can get my dog to growl. Growl? See, they're growling with power. Uh-oh, snarling with power too. As you're getting closer, it's like almost as if they're welcoming themselves home.
So I just say a little bit, not so loud, but so the others can hear me. So just imagine that maybe our factions decided to lock this tower down for some reason. And they decided that only 3 clans that would never work together could open it. And now we go in here to open it. But I mean, there is nothing that could go wrong here.
And with that, I think as you are saying that, Eveda is suddenly there as well too. Where did you come from? And he says, and hide it seems as well.
Yeah.
Curious, isn't it? Then, guys, why don't we take our mid-session break right now, and then we will see what happens when you try to open the door. So, for those listening at home, we'll be back momentarily, and then we will see what happens next. Alrighty. So, hey everybody in chat, Dave, Fred, Brian, what is going on, folks? Hope you guys are having a wonderful start to wonderful weekend. Start to, I guess it's winding down, as it were. All right. Let's see. I really need to finish this illustration too. I was just sketching out sort of the idea of what I want it to look like, and then decided I wanted to be a 3D perspective on it, and did not do my rather than drawing like guidelines for it to figure out the proper perspective. I ended up just warping one side of the building and then meshing on at the other side and throwing down some ink. So hopefully this will give a good idea, but I may need to do a proper rework of it.
I think it looks fine, but it's just me.
Well, that's very kind of you. Yeah. Okay. Just waiting for Jeffrey to get back here. So what are you guys thinking of doing as you're getting settled in here, too? There's going to be a meeting of kind of the conclave of all guild representatives to talk about how, what the next step is, and for Volkos to give an update for what the Legionnaires have experienced while down here.
I think Basul would ask him why they haven't told us that this is clearly built by the Boros Legion. So.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys? Any things you want to strategize about before meeting with the rest of the guild? Rest of the guilds?
And can't we take explosives with us in some way or form?
Is anyone trained in sleight of hand? I mean, no one's going to search you. It's not like getting to an airport. You're going to be patted down. You could try and conceal one of those blocks on you if you chose. I think that's what Dr. Cardinal was planning on doing last session.
I think Mo is eating. He just have to wait for him to finish.
Sorry. Yeah, I thought they were quite big, and effectively they've all been stored away from where we are. But if we need to use them to get in, we'll just go and say, well, give us it. We're the ones that are supposed to be opening this tower up, so...
No, I want to have them within the tower. I think we might have to blow the tower up, just in order for someone else not to use it.
As a sort of safety, yes, good point. We shall have to take some with us, in theory, to potentially open doors and potentially also dispose of anything that's too dangerous to allow to live.
Jeff, we're just having you guys are having a quick discussion before you guys meet with the rest of the guilds.
Okay.
And Vasul had said, I'll let Ingolf say, what was your suggestion?
So I would just openly challenge Volkos why he hasn't told us that this building is clearly built by the Boros Legion. So
good idea.
So and then he'll have to lie to everyone or something, and maybe someone else will say no, that's you would have known or something. I don't know.
Cool. Yeah, confront him a little bit. I like it.
Okay. So then, if there's nothing else you guys wish to discuss before you meet with the guild, you guys will get in. And the other comment, and Kabobo, you may be able to assist with this. I can't remember if you've got sleight of hand or not, but the thought was to keep some of the explosives for yourself, rather than let the entire container be stored elsewhere.
I do not have any sleight of hand. And I'm pretty small to be trying hiding it somewhere on myself.
You have a hunchback? What is that?
Yeah.
Okay, so if there's nothing else, then you guys will. You were brought in the compound. The explosives are safely stored at Volko's direction. You guys get settled in. The I think Evada comments that you seem to have run into. When he's looking at you, Vasul, in particular, your torn robes and the sort of some of the markings on Trovik. Did you run into trouble again on the trip?
Yeah, we had a bath and didn't work out so great.
You didn't tell us.
Yeah, you weren't asking, you weren't waiting, you were just driving ahead.
Yeah, we just solved the situation, and now we're here.
Just part of the wildlife, I suppose, then. Not an attack again? And Vasul, any of you guys who are there, you can go ahead and give us an insight check. This he is pretty inscrutable, so the DC is fairly high, but Vasul, yeah, you can tell he's probing. He's trying to get a sense from you for two things. One, whether whether you're going to lie to him or not, and two, whether what the actual thing was that you encountered. So
yeah, there was some malignant sea creature living in the water.
Did you think connected to what we saw before?
Possible to know.
Yeah, we can't say. The only thing I can say is it was maybe poisonous, and we could have drowned, but we didn't.
Huh. Well, clearly your guild mates made the right selection for you. I'm sorry to hear you had to have such trouble again with the trip. Ours was uneventful.
How lucky for you.
Indeed. So then, unless there's anything else you guys wish to do between now and your meeting with the rest of the guilds, what you can see up closer is that those big doors that are in the front of the tower here, these things have to be about like 30 to 35 feet tall. So they're huge doors. And then right in the center, there's only about 2 steps up. Right there is a massive, like bronze, or it wouldn't be bronze, it'd be like a white steel kind of disc that has the same markings of the 3 guilds that are on here. And you guys can tell that the markings, like your guild signets, would probably fit into each slot on that white steel disc that's in there. The disc seems to cover equal parts of each of the 2 massive doors leading into Zunak's tower.
Yeah, so we have this meeting right now? Or
Yeah.
Just, yeah, okay.
Let's see here. Is it in... Does anyone have training in investigation? Or investigation?
Yep, I do.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. Well, a lot of us do.
You're a bunch of suspicious lot. Why don't you guys
Oh, yeah.
each give us an investigation roll, please? 23. Yeah, okay. So let's see. I'm going to parse this out because you guys all did fairly well here. Vasul, what you can pick up, just from looking at the outside of this, there's a lot of footprints and such that are on the and the markings of what looks like pretty big wheels on the outside of the doors leading into Zunak's tower. So the strange like mud or broken coral or whatnot on the outside of there. There's been a lot of traffic outside of these doors. Iago, what you can pick up is that as you sort of walk up to these massive doors just to see them, you look down, and that's curious, and there are little fragments of steel, adamantine, and other things, maybe wood. And from your roll is so good, I think that you're able to sort of collect a couple of these things, look where they are, and you can almost see in your mind the nature of these fragments is such that they would have come from a titanic application of force, as if something was hammering up against an impossibly hard target using those substances.
So like someone was building something that was trying to drill in or smash their way in?
Correct. And that what you see on the ground are the cast-offs of the ineffective application of those tools. If you look around the camp, you can see there's one tent that has sort of a concealed area, but you can see the markings of of heavy wheels leading up to there. They likely tried at some point to use siege weaponry or some kind of siege things to get into here.
So recently, okay.
It's fairly recent. This stuff this comes after
Not
this
rusted.
island arrived here. And then Kabobo, I think you're seeing this thing as well too, and you can almost hear there's almost like magical tinnitus. There's a bit of a humming in your ear for it, and you have detect magic, right?
Is that a spell?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we realized it.
I think with a warlock, it might actually be one of your abilities. I think there's a whatever it's called, like a pact ability or whatever that gives you the ability to see.
Maybe I didn't take it.
Okay. And you do not have detect magic as a spell?
No, I don't.
Okay, let's see here. Detect. Let's see if I can't remember if it's a cantrip or if it is. Oh, it's a ritual and a first level spell. You are trained in Arcana though, right?
No, I'm not actually.
Oh, then I think what you're able to pick up from this is that there is, if someone was attuned to those senses, this is sort of even though you don't have the ability to investigate it yourself, you can recognize when when the hairs on your neck kind of go up type thing. Like there's clearly something happening that's magical here, or something that happened magical that someone trained in those areas may be able to discern, or from which they'd be able to discern more information. I think I
wonder if I would point that out to...
You did see someone use the ritual version of Detect Magic at that encampment, that Simic encampment that you found.
Right.
I don't remember who used it. If you have it prepped... Okay, Dr. Cardinal, do you have Detect Magic prepped?
No, I think we had a big discussion about this.
Yeah.
I could do it tomorrow, I think.
Okay, so because you don't have it prepared, that means you can't use it in the ritual form?
No.
So there's something, an odd magical frequency that you feel here.
I think I would point that out to Dr. Cardinal.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's very interesting, but I mean, I'd need to prepare and maybe do some tests tomorrow after we've had the meeting.
Okay.
I certainly think we need to have a night's rest at least, looking at some of our bruises.
Hear it or feel it in my bones. I'm not sure.
I just to
Can we go up and
guess,
actually touch it, or are we just taken to a meeting nearby?
Yeah, you're free. There's Boros Legionnaires who are watching it, but they're not going to prevent you from moving up to the door if you choose to.
Okay, well, I'll maybe Kabobo, I'll get some of my instruments out and we'll just have a feel the door. Is there anything vibrating or anything funny?
No. Apart from, I mean, the closer Kabobo gets to it, the more that feeling becomes more pronounced.
But I'm not feeling it.
I do let them know that the medallion I have kind of hums or is vibrating.
Both Vasul and Trovic, if you guys do get close to the door, like you can feel it vibrating, and you can feel that it would easily fit into the slots on this white steel disc.
Yeah, they probably don't want us to open it
Be the key.
right now, right?
Yeah, and just to so I guess Fasul has seen Sunhome, so the Boros fortress, and it seems almost equal in size to that. I mean, this must be gigantic.
It's huge. The headquarters for the Boros Legion in, I can't remember the name of it.
Sunhome.
Fortress Sunhome.
So they have this building which is called Sunhome, and they have this flying part which is called the Pavilion.
Okay. Yeah, this is not as big as those. Those are just fucking huge, massive structures. But it is definitely built in that same style and seemingly from that same materials. It gives you the feeling of walking into a barracks or a Boros outpost, as opposed to the if you were to compare the impression that the architects behind these different structures give, Azorius buildings want to give a sense of grandeur and an impression of awe to those who enter into them. They really want to be literally awesome. They want to just, not impose, but suggest the regal nature of the governing, body. The Boros Legion, on the other hand, they want to impose strength and overwhelming oppressive power. There is a practical quality to them as well, too, but that is definitely it. This, I'm not sure what impressions you guys get, but it has almost like a shield or a shield wall type impression, where this thing seems like it could, the worst weather or magical effects or whatnot would just break against this thing, like a wave crashing, against the rocks at the shore. It definitely makes you think of when you've been into the Boros Legion buildings as opposed to the Azorius.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Anything else you guys wish to see at the door here, or shall we move to your meetings?
Let's go to the meeting, I think.
Okay. So as you guys make your way into the meeting, you can see that the entire collection of your different allies, or erstwhile at least companions on this project have already arrived. Volko seems to be at the head of the table, and then you have around it Radom. I'm not even sure I can fit all of them on the screen at this time. Yeva, from the Golgori, Mizzix from the Simic Combine, Lazolda from the Rakdos, or Cult of Rakdos. And who am I missing here? Mizzix. Oh yeah, Chaba is there as well too. Her big ogre. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm missing one. Who am I missing? Mizzix, Eva. Oh, it's Evada, isn't it? Okay. So the group of all guild representatives adjourns in kind of a long tent with a food-filled table before you. Oop. And some of your fellow representatives are, digging into food. Some are just waiting and watching. As you come in, Kabobo, you can see Mizzix turns to you and sort of nods, and her trout crows kind of, squawk at you. She may be a fan of you. The trout crows seem to not necessarily be. Rip kind of like hisses at them, invisibly, of course, but he doesn't seem to be a fan of them. And you guys take your seats. And so once you have, sat down, and I'm picturing Trovik digging into the food right away without being asked. Does that sound right, Carl?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think Trovik's also going to use another hit dice to get some hit points back while we're eating.
Sure. Now,
use that food for,
Yep, absolutely. Fuel.
I don't think we're going to get any more conflict, but, he's pretty beat up.
The seating at this table is not, they didn't just give 10 seats for it. There's certainly more than that. Is there anyone you would sit next to or anyone you would avoid?
Trovik. He'd probably sit next to his buddy Vasul.
Okay.
So they can take out a big space because they're big creatures,
Yeah.
Clear some stuff out. This is
Vasul?
our area.
Who would you sit next to?
Yeah, I wonder why has this Volkos placed himself at the head of the table? This is a weird thing. And I look at so I guess he's sitting there already.
He's standing, actually.
And I look and
there is another end of the table. You could go sit at the far end of the table. So you have two.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's appropriate. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, then I guess
put out place
Trovik
signs,
sits at
have
his Trovik sits at his right hand.
Okay, so Trovik sits next to him. I'm sorry, Mo, what were you saying?
They don't have place seats.
No.
It does strike me this bit might be a bit like some of the government stuff where there's a very set hierarchy of who sits where in the room.
Nope, not here. There's, as I said, there's more seats than
I'm
there
going to get
are.
some food first and do a bit of eavesdropping before we sit down.
Well, I mean, it seems that they're waiting. So if you do stand back,
they're calling the meeting to order. Oh, right. In that case, I'll sit next to Vasul then.
Okay, so we have Vasul, or Dr. Cardinal on one side, Trovik on the other, and then Vasul at the head of the table. Kabobo, where would you sit?
I think he sits sort of in Trovik's shadow beside him there.
Nice. So
Wants
and then
to be kind of inconspicuous.
I think you see that. Let's see. Aveda is sitting on his own. Radom and Yeva seem to be fairly close together. Although Radom is kind of sitting, there's no chair. He's just sort of sitting down he's a centaur, so he's sort of like a horse, lying down, but then eating at the table. Mizzix is probably closer to you, Kabobo. within like a couple of seats from you.
Yeah.
And because it's probably as you pass by that the two trout crows kind of, at you. And Lizolda is sitting almost at the right hand of Volkos, still propped up because remember she can't walk. She's being propped up by Chaba, the ogre, the Rakdos ogre who acts as her porter. So, with everyone taking their seats, Volkos says, then, we've all had a long day's trip. I will not keep us long. I wanted to update you all on what my men, the legionnaires stationed here, have been encountering. It seems that the same types of creatures that have been hectoring, or have been, not hectoring, have been hounding us on our trip out here, have been testing the defenses around the tower for the last 2 weeks. It seems that our suspicion that and he kind of looks over at Mizzix, the renegades, the renegade combiners seem to have their eye on this structure. We've also heard that there have been representatives of the Gruul down scouting this location, and we anticipate attacks from them. as well. And he's kind of looking directly at you, Trovik, at this point. It seems they wanted us to get here before they launched their attacks. I propose that we all get a good night's rest, and then tomorrow that those members of the Pact who have access to the tower make their first attempts. And that is what I put before the conclave. What say the members then? And so you guys can make your decision off, and all the others agree to sort of the proposed timing of this. Take a good night's rest and start tomorrow. How do you guys vote on behalf of your guilds?
I think, well, we are not in the position to decide on this again right now. I think we will have to have a discussion first.
Very well. Volko sits down and puts that, Boros scepter of his on the table. Vasul, please.
The first thing I would like to know is why weren't we informed that the structure is clearly built by the Boros Legion?
He looks at you. What do you mean?
What do I mean? Have you looked at the tower?
Yes, I've seen the tower.
Yeah. And do you really want us to believe that this was not built by the Boros Legion?
You can hear kind of a laugh coming from Lazolda. Lazolda is laughing at and Volkos kind of looks down at her to his right and says, "You can clearly see the markings of the guilds that are on there. I've heard we've heard tell that this was of the Boros Legion, but it clearly is not, or at least was not, when Zunak's tower went missing. Who built this initially, I'm not sure. I don't see what the importance of that is. You don't need to make any insight checks, those of you who are trained in insight. Hayes clearly fibbing. He's just really bad at it.
So I think that clears this point in a satisfactory way. You won't tell us. Okay, good.
Are you accusing me of lying or withholding information, Vasul? That's hardly the spirit of cooperation I would expect from a representative of the Senate.
Yeah, talking about cooperation. So, if I recall correctly, no one put you in charge here.
Nor did I say we'd be in charge, but it was the Boros Legion that secured this facility after it was found. I didn't see the Senate offering to make their way down here.
After you couldn't get into it yourself. I mean, we can clearly see you tried.
And you would not? Aveda says, what do you mean so that they tried to get in? I mean, I would expect that they would have done so, but have you seen proof of that, Vasul?
Yes.
Curious. And he looks down at Volkos, and Evadus says, perhaps a blunt tool is not the best thing used on all problems then, eh, Volkos? And he just, shoots daggers at him with his eyes.
Yeah. So, the only thing I'm worried about right now is the following. We have members of all the guilds here. And of each guild, we have one member. Oh, I would just look at Isolde. They are two, but whatever, yeah? So, and we have how many Boros Legionnaires here? So we open the door, and then what happens next?
What do you mean, what happens next? The
You
Boros...
wait to see what comes out?
There is an agreement between the guilds to explore this collectively. That's why we're all here.
Yeah, collectively. Yeah. So just to make sure that no one is using, I don't know, force to get his way for his guild.
Do you think that we would, as soon as you open the doors, that we would knock you down and steal the key like some kind of Orzhov cutthroat?
No, you would say that this was already in the possession of the Boros Legion and you hereby require it for your whatever thing you're doing.
Lazolda speaks up and says, maybe I'm here to steal it.
Yeah.
Looks
Point of
around.
information, Chair. Have we actually got this agreement in writing? Could we see copies of it?
It's a magical pact between you, so yes. It's not a question that each of you has been sent and all the guilds have agreed. However, that's not, there are renegades, as you've heard.
Yeah. I would say that the author maybe would argue that we have agreed to explore it together, but we have not agreed what to do with it afterwards.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So, okay. Just to make sure, we are here to explore this, and no guild is to make any unlawful use of it.
Evada says, is this a proposal put forward by the Azorius Senate then?
I guess this proposal is what we already agreed upon, but if you deem it necessary to propose this again, I will propose it right now, and we should have a vote.
Evada nods and says, I second that. Lazolda says, no! Everyone for themselves. And starts laughing again. Yeah. Yeva just sort of shakes her head from where she is. How do you guys vote for that? There's 2 votes to agree to... what was your proposal again, Vessel?
Just to make sure that we would not let one guild have it for itself. Just to
We have 2 votes for it thus far. Radon will vote.
Kabobo would vote with.
Yep. The Celestia Conclave votes in favor as well too. That's 4.
We're sharing any loot that we recover. We're sharing the big prize at the end. Is that?
no.
Is that?
I think it's
Krovik asks.
Yeah.
Krovik looks up from his, bone steak and says, "What are we? I need some clarification, Vasul. Is it we're looking for the big prize at the end and we all share it, or?"
My proposal is that we would share the thing, and if it is necessary, we will have to seal it again.
There
Right,
are currently
we wouldn't
4 votes in favor of that.
Yeah, Krovik nods his
The
head.
motion on the table is we share the findings equitably. I vote yes.
Okay. So then Volkos nods and says, the Boros Legion will go with the majority. And Lazolda, in a very big display of, you can't tell if it's pantomime or she genuinely is like, no!
In a stage whisper, I'll say, normally I find when you lose, you go to the bar and have a drink afterwards.
She looks at you and says, old man, I will drink you under the table. You have that as an agreement. That is put before the council. Volkos just slowly shakes his head and says, then, we have the proposal to open the doors tomorrow as well before the conclave. Is that agreed?
Yeah, I would raise
Sorry, that
my
wasn't
hand.
role playing, it was me coughing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that is passed as well too. Then Radom says, I don't know, this is the centaur from the Celestia Conclave. He says, I don't know if this isn't a matter to put before the council, but Yeva and I were discussing, and the this island that we find this tower on, it does not appear to be from here. It appears to be from elsewhere. And we agree that the things living on it, not only are they creatures of the deepest reaches of the ocean, they're creatures that should not survive up here. And yet, they thrive. And Yeva says, these are things of the deep places down here. They would not survive without some breath of life. And she sort of gestures, and there's this green swirl of magic that appears before her. Something feeds them. Something allows them to survive in the face of what should be death for them. Radom says, does anyone have any insight into that? It's a curious, I have no knowledge of this beyond as a curious anomaly. Do we lodge this as another curious anomaly alongside the presence of this tower itself, or is there something unrelated to it?
Well, we'd have to take time out from going into the tower to set up a lab and experiment on the creatures, but
Lazolda laughs and says, he wants to blow it up! He wants to blow it up!
What? The barnacles with the eyes?
She slams on the table again. Both! You wish to destroy them both! And Mizzix kind of leans in and says,
You're sure you're not a member of the Izzet Guild?
No, because we see burning as the purpose, not the unintended side effect. And her eyes blaze with, like, maybe madness, passion, who knows. Mizzix leans in and says, I noticed this as well. The things that live here, they're curious. They seem almost... And she kind of pauses, knowing sort of the accusations that had been cast around before. It says, things I have heard of in the Combine. But things run wild, and with a different, ferocious nature. A blending of magics, perpetuating themselves. I've heard of such things, and she looks over at Yeva, amongst the swarm. Things both living and dead. Fused with black and the emerald mana. Yeva sort of narrows her eyes at Mizzix, and she says, you would seek to cast your shadow, the shadow of doubt on you, to share amongst us? That is no way to get yourself out from it by dragging me beneath the shadow as well. And Mizzix kind of retreats back. She spares a look over at Kabobo as if like, come on, support me.
And I think that Kabobo is just keeping quiet at this point.
Okay.
I think what we have learned so far does not justify any accusations against anyone.
Agreed, says Mizzix. Evada says, then what are we to do then? Sleep tonight amongst this strange fauna, and then make our venture in tomorrow? Radom says, I could send for more of my kind. I'm sure they would be fascinated by what they find down here. With the consent of, and he kind of looks over at Yeva and Mizzix, uncertain as to which of the two may be responsible for, or which of the two guilds may be responsible for what they find here. He seems to think that the Celestia Conclave is not part of this. You guys would know, of course, that the Celestia Conclave is strongly associated with like green mana and like growth and natural things and whatnot, but the shit you're seeing on this island is definitely more in the wheelhouse of either the Golgori Swarm or the Simic Combine, or perhaps both.
Well, one thing before we close the meeting, we do need possibly some healing because we could get a bit beaten up. I don't know if someone's got some spare healing potions. Otherwise, we might have to wait a day or so for us to naturally heal. But we could do some experiments or investigation into the weird creatures outside.
So Volkos sort of looks down and says, I'm confused, Doctor. Is your proposal, the proposal to attempt entry to the tower tomorrow has passed? Are you putting a new proposal before the council?
I think we'll be fine in the morning.
Lazolda sort of...
I think I was going to amend the proposition. But Trovic is a bit hurt. Have we got anyone else that could heal us?
The Volkos looks and says, surely you can see to that yourselves, can you not?
Trovic,
Certainly we can.
I appreciate your concern, Doctor, but I should be fine when we attempt our excursion.
Sort of looks over to you, Trovic, and says, forgive me, Clanner, see me after. I can assist.
Sure.
Do you guys have anything else you wish to bring before the council before... No?
No, I think we'd just like to maybe have some more food and then get an early night's sleep.
Okay. So then, with that, Volkos stands once again, picks up his scepter of the Boros Legion, and says, then with that, the council is adjourned. Tomorrow, we will reconvene and attempt entry. He hits the table with the fist part of his scepter, and he turns and leaves in a swoop. Lazolda cries out, "Old man, you owe me a drink now!"
Okay, well, I assume there were tables with food, and I assume there's drink on them.
Absolutely.
Right, let's go and have a drink.
So she turns and says, "Chaba, move!" And Chaba says, "Chaba, move!" Picks her up and brings her over towards the drink station. And you guys, she proceeds to start concocting some sort of thing for you to consume. Radom will be able to restore you to full hit points, Trovic. And Vasul, I think Yeva can apply... Oh, let me think here. Who else has healing?
I mean, I could, without problem, heal myself and Trovic. It's no problem.
Okay, so then if you guys don't need anything else, then that will be...
Yeah. It's just... it's fun that they wouldn't heal us, so that's already telling something. Yeah?
Just because the guilds have to work together doesn't mean they want to work together, so... All right. Do you guys wish to talk to any of the other council members before you depart?
Yeah, if no one else. I mean, I would. I'm talking already so much, so I would just... If someone else would like to talk to someone.
No, I think I'm just going to chill out for a bit, have some food, and see if someone comes and talks to us.
Well, Lazolda, you're drinking with Lazolda, right? So
yeah. Well, I'll go and have a drink with Lazolda, and again, I have noted the people that refused healing. As they say, we'll put them down for later.
Okay.
I would really like to talk with Radom and Yeva, who seem to work together a little bit.
Yeah, you know that Radom and Yeva were traveling together on the same conveyance. But yeah, like as Radom is sort of administering some green, using the magic of green mana to sort of restore Trovic back up to full hit points. Yeva did look like she was going to leave, but if you do want to talk to her, she certainly will remain.
Yeah, just for a quick word.
Sure.
So, do you feel any, or could you connect to the creatures around here, just to get some sense? why they are attacking us?
So Radom says, you mean the things that we have faced before?
Yeah, and maybe also the things that are around the tower. I suspect we will be attacked at night.
Sure. Are you talking to them while the rest of the party is present, or are you trying to talk to them on their own?
No, I think it's open. Everyone could hear it. There's
Okay.
no problem with that.
So, Kabobo, would you give us an insight check, please? Wonderful. All right. So then, I think what Yeva, I guess what Radom says first is that he's not. Your concern is that these things are targeting us specifically.
My thing is, are they just fighting for their territory, or are they fighting at someone else's speed?
From what I understand, the Legion did not, for at least what they will admit to, they did not experience the same resistance that we have been experiencing when they reconnoitered this flooded zone and when they first found the tower. This resistance that we have experienced is something new, which makes me think that if there is something, he kind of looks down at Kabobo and back and says, the representative from the Combine denies her guild's involvement with this, but I think there is no mistaking the creatures that we faced as things that come from their zonauts. And Yeva seems to kind of slowly nod and said, these things walk the dark places over which the swarm has domain. They're not of us, and they are not of the naturally occurring. The Combine is behind the creation of these things, if not the direction.
Yeah, you still think that the Combine controls them right now?
Radom says, I can't tell anything for certain. Such intrigues are, he sort of shakes his head slowly, beyond me.
So the only thing I look at them is, I wonder why we are attacked on the way in, you know?
And
so
only
we should
now.
be attacked on the way out, maybe, but not.
Radom says, do you think, Vasul, that I don't know when the Combine learned of the discovery of Zunak's tower, but if they did at the time that the Conclave first became aware, that is not long before this expedition was organized. If the Legion is to be believed, it may only be after the Combine became aware of this that these efforts to prevent access to the tower. Why the Combine cares about access to the tower, when clearly, and he gestures up at the tower looming above you guys, the markings are of your Senate, it turns to Trova, your clans, and House Dimir.
I'm not sure. The only thing I can say for certain is they had enough explosives with them to really make some of the structures here collapse and maybe not let someone in at all. So having this small attacks, I wonder why this happened.
Indeed. Yeva says, do you think the timing may have something to do with it.
It might be. Yeah.
The amount.
Then again, yeah.
I'm sure that all of our guilds would be happy to send a more significant detachment, if possible, but you make decisions with what is available and hope for the best, no?
Yeah, it seems that maybe 2 or 3 guilds have significant forces here, and other ones, other guilds not.
Yeva turns to Trovik and says, what do you make of their comments about the impending Gruul attacks? I took it to be that the clan supported this expedition.
Again, the Gruul clan is multifaceted and multi-factioned. While the majority of the Gruul clan support this endeavor, there are some that are in disagreement. I do not think they will attack until we either have opened this portal or return with the spoils of it.
You can
They
hear.
will throw all their weight into one big.
You can hear from over where Dr. Cardinal is coughing, up a lung after having taken a shot of whatever it was that Lizolda mixed for him. Lizolda cries out, "He's a spy! He's waiting to open the door, then they'll come in. You'll all see!" And then she goes back to whatever she's doing.
Yeah.
Do I get the impression that she might have been just drunk and blunted something out, or is there some other controlling thing in play here?
So, remember the cult of Rakdos is led by a hedonistic, troublemaking demon. The cult of Rakdos really exists seemingly to just cause fucking trouble. So,
in that case, can I slip something into another drink to make it a lot stronger and see if I can get anything more out of her when she's really drunk?
Trovik is going to move up and confront this person. He is not very wise and is easily taunted, it seems, at least right now.
Okay.
So he goes up and says, you take that back. I have bled with my companions on our boat while you dilly-dallied and sailed as if you were on, I named some famous pleasure river up top.
Sure. So you make your way up, and again, like, she's being held up by Chaba, right? So you walk up, and as you do, Chaba kind of, there's a low growl, and he stands about 7 or 8 feet tall, so about as tall as I think what you are, Trovik. And you say that, your nostrils flared, and you can hear Chaba slowly kind of growl, "Chaba, smash!" And Lizolda says, "No. Chaba, not smash. I'm only having a bit of fun, Trovik. Clearly, you are a valued and honorable Minotaur. Let's make peace. A drink?" And she seems to have 2 in her hands already.
Trovik will say, "We will make peace, but I will not drink."
It's said that you only make peace among the clans with blood. Need it really come to that? She sips at the drink.
She says, "Well, it'll be yours and your goons here. It will not be mine."
He kind of growls again. "Chaba, goon."
That's right.
He growls at you and says, Lizolda says, boys, that's quite enough. Doctor, I suppose you will be doing the duty of your companion." Then she hands you a drink.
I'll sniff it. What is it?
She looks at you, and there's again that like twinkling fire in her eyes. "Surely you trust me." Oof, and she doffs it back. Looks like she's made the same thing for you that she made, that she herself consumed.
Okay, I will down it in one then.
Give us a Constitution save, please.
Oh.
You did try and spike her drink, so... All right, so Dr. Cardinal's eyes go crossed, and he ever so slowly falls backwards, and then he's caught by Chaba. And the Chaba kind of looks down. Doctor, sleep! And she says, yes.
Yeah.
Doctor, sleep now. You do heal 4 hit points, though. So there's a restorative quality to your nap. Then Lizolda says, then, if there is no more fun to be had here, Chaba home. And Chaba gently places Trovik on the ground. Trovik, Yog, Dr. Cardinal. And then Chaba home. And he bears her out of the tent.
Yeah. So now that she's out, I probably would take out my lute and just give us all a cheerful melody to raise the spirits.
Okay, so start playing. Do you have any other questions, or the rest of you guys, any other questions of Yeva or Radom?
No, I think even before I passed out, I think Dr. Cardinal really wants to get at the door and get in there.
Okay. Curious for...
He's been in far too many faculty boring procedural meetings. He just wants to get in there and do stuff.
I think, from the way you've described your backstory, it has been many a moon since you've been invited to anything. So...
Yeah, but he probably is quite good at cooking stuff up in the lab for his own amusement.
Yeah. All right. So then, if there's nothing else, Yeva and Radon will depart. And you guys will have an opportunity to talk amongst yourselves. So what are anything you guys need to discuss before we cut till tomorrow? For one, Trovik, you're actually back up to full hit points as well, too. You should be at 50 now.
I would cast Cure Light Wounds.
Okay, on yourself?
On myself.
Sure.
Yeah, is anyone spare? Because I've got, I think, 2 cures left before I reset. Vasul, what do you need?
No, I can heal myself. It's no problem.
All right.
Yeah, he's only down by 7 at this point.
Yeah, and I have 1d8 plus 6, so I'm pretty sure.
Holy smokes.
Without rolling that this will
Yeah,
happen.
you're good. Okay.
You're good, yeah.
All right, so playing his Loxodon bagpipes, he restores his own vitality. Anything you guys wish to do before morning?
Well, unless we want to try and sneak up and get some of the explosives to take with us, or whether we just in the morning just walk up and say, right, we're taking that with us when we go in.
Yeah, if we could
anyone
manage
good
to
at
get
sneaking
some
in?
overnight, it would be great. But I doubt that they wouldn't leave it unguarded. So.
Yep.
Okay. So then, if there is nothing else, you guys will have a very restful night's sleep. You will complete a long rest, so anything that recovers over a long rest will recover, and you will regain half of your hit dice. So that should be 2 hit dice back for whatever ones you've spent. As the morning comes, you guys prepare your spells. I think Dr. Cardinal is the only one who needs to select specific spells for the day.
Yeah, I'm going to take Detect Magic with me, because you might need... I've also got Arcane Lock, which might be useful as well.
Okay, so those are replacing 2 of your other...
Yeah, I'm just switching them round.
Okay.
So, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah.
And then, Kabobo, you'll get your uses of your Healing Light, I think, back as well. So that'll be back up to 6. I think the green bar tracks your Healing Light ability.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that the character sheet and the token are not connected.
Oh, for that thing. Are they not? Oh, right.
No, I keep fixing the character sheet up and down, and then every time I look at my token, I'm like, oh, yeah.
I think, the blue bar does sync properly, but the green one does not for whatever reason. All right, so then with morning coming, you guys have, what you can see is that there is a small detachment of Boros legionnaires who are sort of setting up outside of the doors of the encampment, intending to assist you guys with any trouble that might come, or any efforts to explore the interior. Otherwise, you very briefly at breakfast have a moment to talk to Evada. And he pulls, I guess, if I'm assuming that Vasul and Trovic are sitting together again, you know what? Maybe this actually happens the night before. I think he might come to you the night before and ask to speak to both of you separately.
Separately?
Oh, well, like with the two of you separate from everybody else.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, Evada pulls you guys aside, and once again, you sort of go to a spot on the island that isn't, this is a much larger encampment than the first one you were at. So you're able to find a place maybe on the far side, near the side of the building, and then he once again turns that ring of his and this blue runes come up that you remember from yesterday, Vessel. He had described as being a way of kind of keeping your conversations private. So what he says is then, so I wanted to speak to each of you, both as individuals and as representatives of your guilds. I see 3 guild markings on this structure. What I don't see among those markings are the Boros Legion or any of these other busybodies. This seems to be something over which our clans laid claim. I, of course, would not suggest that House Dimir would go against the agreement between the guilds concerning this structure. But it is curious that something that so clearly is marked for our 3 houses has been also grabbed by the grimy hands of the other guilds. What do you think?
That is...
You got my proposal, didn't you? I think you even voted for it.
Oh, of course. The House Dimir would never want to appear as not cooperating, and I'm certainly not suggesting that otherwise, but it is curious, is it not?
Yeah, it is curious, but we still remember what House Dimir did with the implicit mace and how you tried to screw all the other guilds.
How we tried to which the other guilds?
To screw all us other guilds?
I would not.
No, you yourself not, but maybe someone else in your guild thought this way?
Truly is that different from what any other guild may do? The methods may differ, our strengths may differ, but does the Senate not truly look for its own interests first? Do the clans not do so?
The interests of the Senate are the interests of the whole of Ravnica.
Would you think that all of Ravnica would agree with that, Vasul? Perhaps we should ask Lazolda.
Yeah, perhaps.
And what of you, Trovic? It's rare that the clans would share anything with any other guild.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, but I did vote at the proposal of my friend, so I will stick to it. But who knows what might lie beneath, and maybe some will drop out of any running for a prize or whatever it is down there.
I don't think, and correct me if I'm if I have this interpretation vessel as incorrect, yours and you among the Senate, certainly the more litigious-minded, but nothing in our agreement has agreed to forego our clan's interests in the tower.
No.
Then
Let me put it another way. So imagine what kind of situation must have arisen in the past that our three clans had to work together and build this. And maybe it will be wise just to wait before we take any kind of claims or anything else.
or before we give up any claims. No?
I just look at him. You have realized that if they want to, the Boros could just take anything we find and we couldn't stop them.
That,
I mean, just
if the
just
tower could so easily be taken by the Boros, and if it was valued by them as such, why have they not done so before this?
because they couldn't get in. Because
I mean before it appeared here. I agree with you.
it was
This is clearly something built by the Boros. Why did they turn this over?
because it was hidden at the bottom of the ocean. And why?
No, that I agree. But why was it turned over in the first place? How did a Boros structure have our markings on this? What circumstances would there have been that they would agree that the Gruul clans, foes for 10,000 years, that they could take one of their own outposts?
Yeah. And do you really think that the Boros gave it to them voluntarily?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, so but yeah, I think we can't get any further information here. You have stated your claim, or you have restated your claim, and I do not think that any guild will give up to get its piece. I am concerned that maybe we will not. We run into more trouble than we can just manage or handle, but we will see.
Yep. Okay. Then, with that, let's see here. Yeah, I think then we will cut to tomorrow morning. So in the morning, we've had everyone recover their resources, their abilities. Is anyone doing anything before you guys approach the tower? Oh, you're muted,
apart from
Mo.
having a good breakfast.
Okay. You did have a wonderful sleep, Dr. Cardinal, but the dreams, oh my god. Dreams were full of acrobats and fire.
I shall have to get some of that stuff.
As you walk in as well, you can see that Lazolda is again, propped up by Chaba, and she gives you a wink as you make your way into the thing, as she does to Trovik as well too. When you come in, if there's nothing else, you guys have your breakfast, and then you make your way to the door. You can see that Evada, it seems like all the guild, all the representatives of the guild will be collected here, but they're a little further back. And it is Trovik, Vasul, and Eveda who will be the ones leading up to there. What do you guys do?
Actually, can we get check some of that explosive out of the stores?
Sorry, what's that?
Can we check some of those explosive packages out of the stores?
If you run that by Volkos, absolutely not.
No, we don't need to blow anything up. We're gonna. We have these
yet. Okay.
Okay. So then
Bobo's laughing at that.
You guys are standing before the door.
Right. I don't know if we hold the medallion up.
So each of you,
it's a jig.
Vasul and Trovik, have your medallions out. There's still that humming sensation you can feel with it. And as you guys are placing, give me 1 second here to add one thing in here. What you see is that as you get up there, Eveda seems to, like a close-up magician, suddenly manifest the medallion for House Dimir. And the placements on it are exactly as you guys see. There is, on the tower, the Azorius Senate in the top left, the Gruul clans on the top right, and then below that, House Dimir. You guys make your way up, and as Eveda raises his medallion up, he kind of looks at the two of you, see if you do the same. Mm-hmm. And he places it in, and you can hear kind of they fit snugly within, and it fits almost so it's flush with the surface. Each of you guys does that. There is a he places his hand where the medallion sort of disappeared, flat against the surface. He looks and then kind of concentrates and says, "House Dimir bids open." And he looks at both of you as if waiting.
Trovik says, "House Trovik," or House Trovik.
The Gruul clans.
The Gruul clans bid open.
And he looks over at Vasul.
Yeah, so I will put it there, and then with the power granted by the Azorius Senate, I bid this open or something like that.
Okay, so again, there's a pulse of power, and you can see lines of magic kind of play across the surface of varying colors: green, red, white, blue, black, across this thing. And Kabobo, you can see that once again, Razir has manifested standing next to you. Mm-hmm. And even if you look over, you don't need to make a roll right now. He's completely oblivious to you. And he says something that only you hear. After all this time. And then there is a line that kind of cuts up in the center of the seal, and you see a puff of air from within, like, a mummy's tomb being opened in a film. That kind of comes out from this, and the doors ever so slightly creak forward, and then you hear from within a single voice, "No!" And the door slams shut. And all three of you are sort of like, what is... And then you see there is like a blue bit of magic that plays across the surface. Kabobo, that feeling that you had is even stronger right now. Mm-hmm. And what you see beginning to pull itself through the door are 2 of these. Reaching out for you. There's a crackling of blue and black mana. Guys, would you click on your tokens and kindly roll initiative? I'm going to put 2 of these things down. And we'll just do this theater of the mind here. Now, I need my stats.
It's awful.
Okay.
No problem. We have this vast amount of Boros Legionnaires just stepping in.
Well, it does appear
you,
that
boys.
there are more of these things that are pulling themselves out from the sides of the tower that will be keeping everybody else occupied. So we need only concern ourselves with our party of heroes, as the rest of the guild members and the what do you call it, the legionnaires, are occupied by more of these very welcoming spirits. All right, so let me see here. I need. Where are you? Aha. Aha! That's not what I needed.
Oops.
Oh, someone are eager to attack.
I just accidentally clicked on the thing I was trying to read.
Okay, here we go. Bonus is... oh. You know what? I've got cards for 5th edition. I don't know why the fuck I don't use those. I gotta set those out ahead of time instead of flipping through the books. Maybe let's learn something for next time. I feel like there is a lesson to be learned here. All right, here we go. So their bonus is +2 initiative. Let's see here. 14. Alrighty, so lucky left is going to be the one that tracks my initiative. Here we go. And I got a 14. Oops. Kabobo, what is your bonus to initiative?
8.
Okay, so you will be going first before this thing. 8 is huge, holy smokes. All right, guys, so with these things kind of pulling them out, Trovic and Vasul and Evada are the ones that are closest to the door. Kabobo and Iago, I think, or Dr. Cardinal, I think you guys are just back about maybe like 15 feet, a little bit back from the door. So Kabobo, you were up first. What are you doing?
As soon as he sees these things come out, almost like a reaction, he's going to shoot his Eldritch Blast at them.
Nice. Okay. Let me just add.
Ah.
Was that not a good attack? Take it.
No, I rolled a 5.
Oh. All right. So that is you. What is your Eldritch?
So there are 2 beams at 5th level. Do I roll for each one, or do they? Or how does that work?
That you have two attacks.
They roll separately.
Yeah, separately.
attacks.
It's just like multi attacks from
Okay.
from fighters.
Okay. Well, I would have sent one at each, like one at the left and one at the right.
Yeah.
kind
Go
of
ahead and roll
thing,
your
so-
second attack then.
There we go.
There, that one hits. Okay. So yeah, you. What does your Eldritch Blast look like?
I think that let's see, probably like sort of like a white lightning, like a bright white lightning, and you
Sure.
would cast it from his open hand, not from his staff hand.
Awesome. Okay. There's bolts of lightning slash out at both of these things. Next is these things. Geists. First one is. All right. First one is going to try and those grasping hands go out. One at Vasul, one at Trovic. So Trovik, I got a 13 AC. I don't think that's good enough.
That
is
is
it?
a miss.
It's a miss.
Barely, but it's
Awesome.
a miss,
They
yeah.
have a 10-foot reach with these hands as well, too. So you miss. Vasul, I hit a 14. I don't think that's good enough either.
No.
Okay, so very quickly grasp you, and then there is from within where that hair is kind of flashing. There is a bolt of like radiant or lightning energy that comes out against Trovik. It's a 23, so that hits.
Yep.
You take. Get over. You go. You take 8 points of electricity or lightning damage. And then for Vasul, 14 also misses you for that too. So it plays kind of near your feet, doesn't quite contact with you. Dr. Cardinal, you're up next.
Okay. First thing, I'm going to quickly turn to what's his name and say, "Lad, go and get the explosives," and then I'm going to cast acid.
Who are you saying that to?
At, the guy that just said no when I asked about the or whatever it is.
They're going to ignore you because they're not your guild members.
Like a low level minion.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I'm going to cast acid at the right hand one.
Okay.
Melts acid arrow.
Okay.
So, and this is cast at level 2. So that's the attack. That's a touch attack.
Okay. No such thing as a touch attack in 5th edition.
Oh, sorry. A spell attack. Sorry, I'm wrong term.
That's okay. So that does connect. But let's see here.
Not terribly good roll, but still.
All right. So you do hit this thing, and it splashes across. Which one is it? On the left or on the right?
Right.
Okay. On the right. Okay, so you can see some of the acid is dripping through this thing as if it is insubstantial. So is that it for you, Dr. Cardinal?
Well, I'm also going to move back, say 15 feet, just to get out of their reach. So I assume the people with the medallions are in front of us anyway.
Yep, that's correct. You're, as I said, you're about 15 feet back.
15 feet.
Okay. Trovik, what are you doing?
Trovik is going to do what he didn't do before, which is to start a rage now before he closes into melee.
Okay.
And then he's going to run up there and attack one of these things.
Please do.
What he does.
Yep.
With a great axe.
Okay.
Since we're not in the water.
Your great axe is not magic, right?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. And is the one on the right or one on the left?
The one on the left, or whatever one's in front of him.
You would be on the right from where the
one on the right.
Yep. Okay. All right. So that is 16 points of damage. Likewise, you feel like your axe is sort of passing through some of this thing, but you do connect with it. It howls in pain. Second attack. Oh, you can do your horns as well too.
Yeah, I do my horns. Since I hit. Ooh,
nice critical hit with your horns. So that is 16, 17, 18 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then
with the great axe again.
Yep. I think that still hits. That actually still hits.
Oh.
Yep.
Wow.
All right. 14. Alrighty. So you are just laying into these things. Vasul, you're up next.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I just spare my magic for a little bit and just use my club. I have a club with me.
Okay.
So it's called Great Club. I think it must be Huge Club because I'm already.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Small oak, I think is what it's described as. Go ahead, make your attack roll.
Maybe not.
11. That's not quite good enough.
No. Yeah. So
you got a -1 strength. Why is it doing no damage?
Yeah, I don't really know.
Okay.
It was just to stroke it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Kabobo, you're up next. What are you doing?
I'm actually going to repeat the same thing that I did last turn.
Second
and
verse, same as the first?
Send it. Yeah.
Okay.
Seems correct.
Okay, go right ahead. One at each.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's the left one.
Left
and
one.
Then
That hits.
That's the right one. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, so you are just, I'm picturing it like Ghostbusters style of just, there's a stream of radiant energy that's hitting these things.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, unless there's anything else you wish to do,
No, that's it for Kabobo.
that is their turn again. Okay, so the one in front of you, Trovik, its grasping hands are going all around you. 20, it hits. I need you to give us a, what do you call it? A athletics check against DC 15.
Okay. I have an advantage. I have an advantage since I'm raging.
Nice. Yeah, easy. You shake this thing off. You take 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay, so that's...
So it's needle-like things, and then the energy discharge misses you. Vasul, nope, the hands still avoid you. Even though you didn't do damage, that club of yours kept them at bay. And I hit a 15 with the lightning.
Yeah, that hits.
That hits, okay. You take... man, these D4s are so hard to read. 7 points of damage.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So then, and a 7 electricity or lightning damage. That is all they're doing. They're only partially out of the door of the walls as well too, and it seems like the ones that are attacking all around you guys as well are also like either like coming out of the ground or out of the like they're appearing out from somewhere as if trying to grab. And what you can see is that one or two of the Boros Legionnaires, they're grabbed and then disappear beneath the portal. So it is Dr. Cardinal is up next now. What are you doing, Doctor?
Are they both in combat, effectively?
Yes, Vasul and Trovik have engaged with these things.
I'm going
Come on,
to
we're at the end
try...
of the session. Hurry up.
Yeah,
I'm going to try a Chaos Bolt
Okay, go ahead.
at level 2.
Let's remember, too, guys, that I think we're all doing this, but remember you can make your decision for what you're doing with your round before I ask you. There's lots of opportunity to do that. That's actually not quite good enough. So that slams into the door with...
Can I burn an Astonishing Fortune on that one?
2 points, yeah.
Towards the end?
Yeah, there's still 4 points left. Go ahead.
So this would just be the attacks, not the
That's
damage.
a hit.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
And then you have so a 5 and a 6 on this. It could be lightning or poison damage. What do you think?
Lightning.
Okay, so you play against lightning. That actually, which one did you hit?
Right hand.
Right hand. Okay, so it's 15, 20 points. That appears to reinvigorate this thing.
Oops.
Okay.
Someone...
Yeah, you hear me.
Trovik looks back and goes and points out, "Traitor! Bye!"
Same team! All right, we'll do
No,
two
he
more.
just healed it. He must be in cahoots with it.
Yep, we'll do Trovik and Vasul, and then we will call it a session, and we'll so we're not going too over. Trovik, you're up first. What are you doing?
Yeah, he's gonna... I don't know. Should he go attack Iago for the treachery, or maybe later? All right. Great axe. Horns.
Okay, Great Axe hits, and then you can trigger your horns as well too if you like.
Yep,
You did already.
And then,
Okay.
and then horn, and then great axe again.
Okay, and the horns.
Yeah, I didn't declare a reckless attack, so.
That's okay. I think I assumed that's what you were doing.
Okay.
17.
All right. That's good to know.
All right. So that's you're hacking away, and then Vasul.
Yeah, I think that maybe everyone is more than 10 feet away from me, I suppose, other than the hands.
Trovik is right next to you.
Oh, he's right next to me. Yeah, then in that case, I will just use the club again because
Okay.
I don't want to hit him, and that's let's see. Oh, yes.
Solid hit.
No damage.
I think that there's a minimum of 1 damage.
Yeah.
I don't think that although I do round down for it, so These things, you manage to, what you think is connect, and let's actually let Kabobo have the last action here, and then we'll start next session with these things going next.
Yeah.
These portal geists. Kabobo, what are you doing next?
Sure. Well, what I'm doing seems to be effective, so I'm going to keep at it.
Okay.
So, left one.
Okay. Nice.
And,
I would have only the crit
nice.
though.
yeah,
I know.
and right one. Oh, I missed the right one.
Yeah. Okay.
Use that last 2 points.
Okay, and then we're already over time, so why don't we end the session here, guys, with their turn coming next. And then, I mean, the Kasu doesn't want to wait 2 weeks to see if their characters are dragged into the portal to nowhere. For those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for session 4 of our Down and Out in Precinct 6 campaign. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. You can also find me on Twitter at Dungeon Musings, and you can find me by email. My email address is dungeonmusings@gmail.com. You can also find a link below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server where all of us are active, and we have channels dedicated to this campaign, every other campaign that we're running on the channel, as well as a bunch of other great topical channels, including finding a group, including discussing general games, setting up virtual tabletops, and so forth. So lots of great people, lots of great conversations, and you are more than welcome to join us over there. You can also find a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign that we run on the channel. And from now until December 1st, for every $25 that you donate, it's December 1st, 2021, for posterity. That is gives you one chance to win to have one chance to win the grand prize or one of the other great prizes we have in our next charity raffle. The grand prize, actually, we don't know what the prizes are going to be just yet. We know what some of the prizes are, but we'll talk more as we get closer to that date. But last raffle, we gave away about $2,000 worth of material, either gaming supplies, gaming products, or stuff from the Dungeon Musings Redbubble shop. You also can find... if you have donated since August 1st, 2021, and you will be donating before October 1st, 2021, you can head over to the Charity Initiatives channel on the Dungeon Musings Discord server and cast your vote for which of the 4 horror games that we'll be playing at the end of October. There is a very tight race between the top 3 games right now, which are Werewolf the Apocalypse, Ars Magica 3rd Edition, and Cult Divinity Lost. But the Pathfinder 1st Edition adventure set in another Magic the Gathering setting of Innistrad, that is still in the race, only 1 vote behind. So it is any game's game, as it were, or any game's race, as it were. If you do donate since August 1st, but before the end of October for that session, you can tune in to the Charity Initiatives channel the week before that session and spend the money that you donated to help outfit our heroes to face the bullshit that I will no doubt throw at them in that session. So that gives you a chance to have a say in what happens on the channel, help outfit our heroes for what they're going to be facing, as well as win some cool gaming stuff, and most importantly, help some kids who could really use some help. Over 80,000 orphan and abandoned children benefit from the services from SOS Children's Villages International, provide wonderful, stable, and supportive environments for kids who would otherwise not have a chance to have a childhood. So truly a chance to be a hero who helps save a village. And speaking of heroes, I'll say a huge thank you to our heroes from today. So Mo, Carl, Ingolf, and Jeffrey, thank you so much for joining me today, guys. Back in the bowels of the subsurface of Ravnica. So we will be back with this game in 2 weeks' time, and then... So in October, if you're listening to this live or contemporaneous to this, I will be on vacation. I've mentioned this on the channel and on the Discord server. I will be on vacation from October 14th until October 24th, during which time I will not be streaming any games. There will also be active on the Discord server and whatnot, but we won't be having any games on the channel during that time. And I think that this game is affected by one of those, because there's 2 weekends that I miss altogether. But we'll talk about that. That is not the next session. That might be the session afterwards. However, until that time, we hope that we have given you a few hours to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our Ravnican heroes keep finding themselves in. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.